Hello and a warm welcome to you all dear viewers of South Sudan Media Television Channel broadcast live in Cairo. I'm Benjamin Makur, and tonight our central conversation will go to South Sudanese students in Cairo University, and of course as we have the regular activities in South Sudan, will cover their entire events of students activities, student challenges and extra curricular activities. At that point, of course, in this season seems to be administrative transition, as Cairo University Student Association, South Sudanese Student Association, have come to the moment of organizing the system of the peaceful transfer of power. With me is the presidential candidate in South Sudan Student Association in Cairo University, of course, and that seems to be one of the largest university hosting just a great number of South Sudanese in both private and government scholarship. With that, of course, as we can see in the studio, just let me bring you the full detail of this person who is aspiring for the presidential position. Go to the CB, the name, date of birth, 11th of 12, 1989, marital status, single, nationality, South Sudanese, and we go to educational background, Cairo University, 2019 to 2021, second year student, Faculty of Commerce, English section, attended 2 professional developmental courses at American University in Cairo, and awarded with certificate in project management and psychosocial worker, respectively, in year 2019. University of Juba, School of Computer Science and Information Technology in the year 2015, and awarded with certificate in computer literacy. Nile Model Secondary School in year 2012 to 2014, and awarded South Sudan Secondary School certificate. And Jigmoni Primary School in year 2011, and awarded with primary living certificate. Experiences. Secretary for Security and Discipline International Student Association in Cairo University 2020 to 2021, and Secretary General of the Electoral Committee Irul Community Association in Egypt 2020, Vice President South Sudanese Student Association at Cairo University from 2018 to 2019, Chairman of Dispute Resolution Committee under the former Eastern Lakes Student Association in the Arab Republic of Egypt 2018, and Youth Information Secretary and official spokesperson and Greater Youth Association Union, and this is GYYU 2015 to 2017. Indeed, of course, the name of this man who is actively aspiring for presidential position in Cairo University, join me live now, is Comrade Mayanwul Manyang. So welcome to South Media, and just tell us briefly, people are very curious about yourself. Tell us what is your name to the audiences.
Thank you, Dr. Benjamin. I am by name Mayanwul Manyang. I'm a student at Cairo University, Faculty of Commerce, English section. I'm a presidential candidate this year, South Sudanese Student Association at Cairo University.
All right, just briefly tell us, why do you seek to be the president? And just a couple of years in your CB, you serve as the vice president in the same association. And once again, what have gone wrong for you to seek for the presidency at this moment without allowing others to have the position?
Actually, in all activities, there is point of mastery. Since I have served in all associations, as you have read out my CB, when I was vice president in this association, I've done a lot of things. All the things, including the services to the students and the diplomatic relations that connect students to university administration and the hostels administration, as well as the embassy, which is the main focal of our all issues. So this year, we have been dormant. We have been dormant to all 2 years without doing any activity. But now, I want to reactivate the students so that they know the existence of the association.
Great. Just reactivation of the association to be much more operational. So in your capacity, it seemed that the previous administration or the incumbent administration of John Peter at the moment seems to be just greatly interrupted by the global pandemic, and that is the account of that point. So if there is still continuation of the virus as well, how would you manage to progress with all your plans?
Yeah, that one is, it is something that I have programmed so far. With all this, I want to unite with the students because our students have been affected by the series of crises in our country. Now everyone got low opinion, and we need to know exactly how we're going to head the future as South Sudanese students.
Okay.
So I've decided, despite coronavirus duration, I want to make sure that all the students must be reactivated. They must play some activities that can bring them together to create peace and unity among themselves. And I'm going to do that by all means.
Okay, so let's talk about the central area of immense problems in, of course, that seems to be students in the hostel. Most of the students complained of the feeding termination during summer season, which seems to be the characteristic of Cairo University in particular, but the rest of universities are having the feeding in continuation. So what are you going to do in this point?
Yeah, in this category, I will also make sure that all the students must know we have to sit down together with the administration of the hostel or the university administration to look into this case. This one can be made as another budget later, since Cairo University has never had a meal for summer duration. Since the beginning, we came here, we did not get anything that is connected to summer feeding and what. You are just allowed to feed yourself during summer duration.
So you promised to be,
I promised
for feeding to be available during summer.
I promised to sit together with the administration to see this kind of unnecessary services. We need actually to sit down and see. There are those who are not able to help themselves during summer.
Okay.
But we need to know exactly what are we going to do. We shall see at the incoming administration.
Mr. Mayan, you seem to be serving in most administrative capacities, especially as currently as we speak. You are in the Committee of International Students in Cairo University, and of course, over the last few months, you seem to have reached up to the high table for the reclamation of network coverage in the hostel, in particular, so the Wi-Fi, and ultimately you failed in that point. So what are you going to do once again? And up to now, as we speak, the students are strongly demanding for Wi-Fi to be installed in the hostel.
Yeah, in that position that I was holding as the Secretary for Security and Discipline, I was not just holding that position for the sake of the title. I've been active enough to do all kind of things that people need. And up to now, we have been with them, and we are still negotiating. During this pandemic period, everything has become, it is now set in an immoral dilemma. There's no one who is going to be careful about the life of the foreign students, not only South Sudanese. So we have claimed a lot. And the things that have been provided to us have closed other things. And even Egyptians now, their Wi-Fi has been cut off. But it will be a new agenda in the new year or in the new academic year. And I will be following this.
Right. Additionally, as well, students, we especially in this year, we got significant record of death cases, more especially those in the hostels, and that seems to be mental depression and cardiovascular diseases, because most students are subjected to cold weather condition, and that is counted on the administration that they don't provide warm water to the student. As a result, they used to go from their buildings to other buildings on the other side, and once the person is returning to the buildings or at this process of going back, so you get conscious and suddenly failed, and as a result, no further medication, and no one seems to be running to that. So what are you going to do this for the warm water to be constantly installed in the buildings?
Yeah, Dr. Benjamin. Yes, actually, I've been in this since the beginning of this International Student Association. There was something that happened in 2018. One of our brothers, called Michael Fartaf, died through this kind of unnecessary provision of warm water. But it came into my mind when I formed this one. It was through my own initiative to provide services to the students. Now, since the formation of this association, there has never been a cut-off of warm water. Warm water is now flowing, and even the cold water during the summer. So we are on this point. We are following all this with the Egyptian authority. I know there's nothing that can be like there will be no warm water and what. We shall be in connection as I will be in the hostel. I will never be outside. I want to assure the student that what I'm going to do will be more satisfactory than anything.
Great. At that point as well, we still within the tremendous challenges. The students are complaining most of the times, and we have administrative fine in the hostel that seems to be just focusing on those who might have failed some of the subjects in their colleges, and meanwhile others who also seem to have repeated the class. And with that, there is a fine of paying extra, and for the person who paid 800 for that who repeat the class, and 500 maximum to the person who has one or two subjects. So are you going to address this, as you might be just an incoming president?
Yes, it is in my administrative sector. One thing I want to do first, I want to make people know that when I come, when they elect me later, what I will do is I want to make sure that 352 must be maintained. And then I will be renegotiating for the reduction of the fees of those who have repeated classes and those who have some retakes. This is what I'm going to do much effort about. And I'm quite sure I want to leave a student on this point. Provision of their services is a priority that I want to do and put my full effort on it.
Right. In the connection, of course, from your manifestos, I have seen something which seemed to be talking about the raising of the union, the Students' Union, South Sudanese Student Union in Egypt, to be operational. So, mostly we heard from students that the main causes, the root causes of that of the union not to exist at the moment seems to be all the various associations in all universities are against the union, and they said this is oppressing your administration because it seems to be superior than your administration, and you don't get chance when the union is available. So how can you explain this to the people?
In the raising of the union, yes, actually we know there are a lot of difficulties in raising the union. But one thing is, if I come as the president of these South Sudanese students in Cairo University, I will make sure that all other presidents in other universities must come together and agree on one point. And we shall negotiate with the embassy and look exactly what is going to be done. Because union is the eye of the students in Egypt, not only under the universities. It can never affect my administration. But I have to struggle to let other students know that Cairo University has the largest number of students, approximately to 3,000 or 4,000. So
in estimation.
Yes, in estimation. If I come, I must make sure that this union must get alive. And through connection with the embassy and the university presidents, this is what I'm going to do. I promise I want to exert my full effort on that. And we shall sit together as president of the universities.
All right, so as well in standing in solidarity with the students, so we got all the students, in particular the new admitted students to your university, keep complaining that no one seems to be much concerned about the facilitation of the processes once they get enrolled to the university. And of course the association is existing in the university. Over the last few years, of course, they keep suffering in their personal basis, and there is no one seems to be taking part in sponsor or in facilitation of the activities to get to enroll to the university. In your administration, what are you going to do in this point?
Yeah. Due to all this kind of debates in my administration, I want to be different from the other people, from the other presidents who have ruled before. Now, as you have seen the inactivity of the association, there has never been any activity that have been done, even sports sector, which is very important to the students, is now very inactive. So for the case of the new students, I know I'm very careful about their complaints. I want to welcome them, but if they complete the first year, I want to welcome them. I want to orient them the way people should live in Egypt and how people should study in Cairo University, particularly. I want to do that. And the other students who will come later will not be suffering like the students who have come in the academic year 2020, 2021. So those who will come 2021, 2022, they will be different.
Mr. Mayan, yes. So will it not be just a strategy for you to gain the position? And this seems to be a campaign indeed. And as the leader, you will start in your room. And once you are still in the university, there is a possibility for you to volunteer yourself and facilitate the processes, despite you got no administration previously. Now you claim to be going and work with them together and see the problem because you are seeking for the position. Is not that the case?
No, not at all.
Whom have you helped so far?
Okay, there was one of the students who I found in the faculty of medicine. That guy can attest that many work has assisted us. I've tried my level best, and even a student of engineering, I've tried my level best without having administration, without being in the administration. But for me now, I have a wide heart of bringing people together. I don't know who he or he is, but I know actually what I'm going to do with South Sudanese.
Okay, tell us literally now, you are the presidential candidate, and of course your campaign seemed to have reached to the high magnitude. Of course, who is that person competing with you? Are you an opponent or you got an opponent?
I got a very tough opponent.
Tough opponent?
Very tough opponent.
Great. Who is this opponent you call tough is opponent?
Yeah, my opponent is called Alawiya Yusuf Abdallah Man. She's a girl and she's more capable, I know. And we are all capable. It will be different later according to our actions. I will not talk much, but my slogan say, The choice of the students is my choice.
Will you not feel much more pressurized because having a competition with female candidate most of the times is a fire, it seems to be very much intense fire. So now, are you feeling comfortable despite having female opponent?
Very comfortable. There's no problem. Competition is something normal. You can compete with me, Benjamin, if you want to come and compete with me, I can do it. I can do it. I know competition is not all about fighting. It's a war of ideas.
In politics, of course, so we know there are most of the propagandas that can be formulated and put into the candidate, and they say this is said by you. So, despite the 5 days maximum for your campaign to be just progressing, so have you had any rumors around just is conflicting you between your opponent and you?
No, nothing. I didn't hear anything.
You describe her to be one of the right and the perfect candidate.
One of the right people.
And if she surprisingly win the election, what are you going to do? And you might lose. Are you going to stand in solidarity with her administration and do as much as you can as you were seeking to be the president?
Actually, I don't want to be any opponent in South Sudan. I don't want it. So winning the election of students is not like you have been done something wrong. No. That is my opponent. Yes, I know. We shall work together. The spirit is that we need to serve South Sudanese. We need to serve South Sudanese. If she wins, I will follow her and I will support her.
All
that
right.
is my own problem.
If she victoriously win the election, you're going to follow her. So in which means here, which capacity are you going to follow her? Is she going to bring you as the deputy president, or what are you going? Which support are you going to?
Actually, I've been a vice president. I will not work as the vice president again. No, it is the same title.
Okay, and if you win, so are you going to bring her as your deputy?
If she accept, I will make it. We shall work together, and even our team.
Great. Well, in that point, we seem to be, of course, having the rallies held over the past few days, and some people outside seems to be your supporters, but they complain of you not getting access to them. Is that not just a negligence to the support to your process?
No, that is not a negligence. I'm now on the process, or my agents have reached most of the students outside. This is what I have been doing. I myself have visited very many people. There's no negligence in this case. I've touched each and every one on phone and face to face. I've done a lot.
Previously, in your manifestos, of course, you mentioned your administration is capable to promote gender equality, in which this seems to be conflicting now to the person who is contesting the same position with you. She seems to be a girl, and of course, if you were seeking for gender promotion, why don't you decline and let the girl take the lead directly to be unforced? Because in your manifesto you mentioned you want to serve girls in particular in administrative process capacity unit.
I know. Inspiration is inspiration. If I aspire for a position of presidency, it doesn't mean that I have to decline for a girl when she's contesting. No. If I win later, the percentage of the girls must be equal to the percentage of the boys. We need to reach 50%.
In the cabinet?
Number of girls must be 50% in my cabinet if I win. This is what I know. And I'm very sure this gender equality and girls empowerment must be priority. Because we need to bring our girls together. We need to bring them along us. We need not to neglect them. This should be our responsibility. I will work with them, and I want to do something better to them.
Great. Also, in the manifestos, you talk about the amendment of the Constitution. So, what gone wrong in the Constitution of the university? And it seems to be existing over the last few years as stable. So now your term is coming to alter the standard of the Constitution. So, which article basically is not appropriate in its place?
We have only two major things which are very wrong in that constitution. Number one is the name of the association.
What is the name of the association?
The name of the association, they call it Republic of South Sudan Student Association. A republic is a country, and people should not use republic in the name of the association. You have to take the name of the country. Republic is a country. Republic is South Sudan, and the name South Sudan is the name of the republic. So in using this name in the association, you have to make sure that this thing must stand as South Sudan Student Association at Cairo University. Another second thing is the use of the stamp. The use of the stamp. The stamp of the association by the electoral committee, which is very wrong. There must be a stamp of the electoral committee, which is very independent. Now they are using the stamp of the association, which is very unnecessary.
That is one of the articles in the Constitution?
No, I don't know that article. It might be there. No, I don't know. But using the stamp of the association should not be there.
It's not legal.
Because that one is there, independent committee. It must have its own independent stamp.
All right, so in that point, of course, you mentioned about, in which I was speaking a short while ago, was the candidate, Secretary General, and of course he mentioned the same, and you repeated the same statement, that issues of mental depression and anxieties seems to be increasingly developing to uncontrollable magnitude. So, what steps and what support are you going to put in place in order to stand in solidarity with most of the students that are facing such critical conditions, health problems, rather?
Yeah, this is a very big case in Egypt. All these years, our students are suffering. This is, I just estimate, it might be a sort of negligence by the parents or the relatives. Now when you see people jumping from far strays on towers, falling down, some of the things have been witnessed recently. This is called a mental depression, and for us to reduce it, what should we do? We should have to create some activities that can engage students to relieve themselves. Like I have mentioned here, we need to create a debate forum. This debate forum will bring people together. Even if you have something in your mind and you meet different people, you will be very happy. You will get to know different ideas, and you will get relieved.
How many times are you going to conduct the debate in a year or in a semester? How many times are you going to conduct the debate?
Yes, in 1 month. In 1 month, I want to have one important debate in a month. If you count it, if people agreed on this, I will do it.
It's not a matter of just gathering people and they are talking, but it seems also to be a matter of financial support. So in the administration, there is monthly subscription. What if you flaunt in your capacity as the president, just if you see just a situation of certain student is very, very, very critical, then why don't you come up with a brief contribution from all faculties in capacity of faculties or within the works of the administration, and then you give this person to run the medication, and after, if willingly that person is okay, can be referred to the administration. Would not seem logic?
Yeah, it is something that I have tried in the previous administration that I was in when I was the vice president. 2 students got sick. So I tried my level best and talked to the president and the general administration of the association. We assisted those 2 students until they got their own life. But now there is student social welfare that I have created there. That thing will be helping a student a lot. I will be calling a student. I will make fundraising in the economic sector there. That is what is going to support that student social welfare. And in case a person may get sick, we shall be using that money to help that student.
Great, so as you are right man, according to external sources description about your personality, so Manuel is one of the most vigilant person, and you have the quick action in your personality in that point. So just tell us briefly how many people, of course, in your university this year got the same problem, how many students lost their lives, and how many students are still suffering up to the moment as we speak?
Yeah, in life of Egypt, everyone, even if you see a person walking healthily in the street, that person might be sick or might be suffering from a mental psychiatry. I know. In Cairo University, we have one of the students who is suffering, and the guy is from Cairo University, Khartoum branch. So this person is now under such a depression, and he has been taken out to the hospital. And if there is existence of the associations, that person could have been assisted. So now, if I come in, and this is what I'm going to promise, if I come in, I must make sure that this fundraising or social welfare of the students must be the priority that can keep our life in existence.
Who is that person now, that student?
No, we should not disclose the name.
All right, so you mentioned there is a student who is currently suffering. So have you tried so far in your capacity to reach the administration, the incumbent president, John Peter, about the issue of these students, despite the significant records of so many students losing life on the same range?
Yes, so, I've talked to Secretary General, because John Peter is always staying outside, so we don't have contact. And sometimes if you call him, he can't be able to pick up. So I decided to talk with the Secretary General, and Secretary General said that they are not able to do this. I resorted to talk to one of the staff who is working with the organization called PSTEC. Those people that have come now and took that person now.
That is your achievement.
Yes.
Is you doing this?
Yes. So I've connected that.
Okay.
They have taken him now to the hospital.
Is it not going to be one of your personal characteristics? Of course, not responding to the calls of students once you gain the power letter and you become the president of the university. So this seems to be one of the most existing issues. When you get the office, then the capacity or the quick calls answering is not that easy most of the times. So you are going to be like this later.
I have been always active. Even if I have nothing to hold, I've been always active. My contact will be with anyone, any student, whether from outside or inside. In case of any call, I will do my best. I will do my best. I know voluntary job is what I'm going to pursue. I want to volunteer myself, whether I lose or I win. I will
What
still
are you
continue.
doing also? Let's go on academic sector where we, of course, we have students graduating in all the colleges. It's quite hard most of the times to have the graduation recognized. You organize the graduation on the basis of university, not on the basis of South Sudanese in particular. So what are you going to do about this?
In this case, that one is a policy. It depends on how a certain university plans their things. But we can see later. We shall sit down as president of the universities. If I win, we shall sit down and make one important graduation to all South Sudanese. But if it is not impossible, now we can make it.
All right, as we have gone over time, Mayan Walter, just briefly in your last message to the students outside, as you seem to be still progressing with the debate, with the campaign. So, what is your message outside to the students in general?
Yeah, my message to all South Sudanese in Cairo University or in Egypt, I want to say that I need their support. I need their support. I'm not coming to be only president of Cairo University. I want also to be serving other students. In case you may come from other university, I will do it. I will do my best.
Many thanks.
I see all students as equal. I don't treat them at the category of universities. I see
Great. As we have gone over time, Michael Matt, many thanks to you very much indeed for being with us today in South Media Television channel here. It's a great honor to have you in the studio, and of course, we wish you a success in the upcoming election.
Thank you.
Many thanks to you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And of course, that is the aspirant or the presidential candidate of South Sudanese students in Cairo University, Manuel Manyang, second year student in Faculty of Commerce, here English section. So many thanks, and of course for us as we bring you the full coverage of the election in the next few days. I'm Benjamin Mayor Makor. Stay tuned. This is South Media.
Thank you.